So I just wanted to hop on here and like kind of film a like update on everything. This video is going to be my first video diary with updates on a little bit of everything about my life, and if you don't like it or if it's boring, I'm sorry, but I think it'll be fun to look back at once like we kind of get to see the end result and be like, oh hey, this is what Crystal was doing last month or last year, and this is what she was thinking about and struggling with. I filmed this whole video already. I was kind of just like rambling about stuff, and I realized that the reason why I started my YouTube channel is to kind of have it be a diary in a sense. Like I wanted to start this YouTube channel to keep track of everything that I'm doing up to the point where I like apply to medical school and beyond that, hoping that I do get in, and use all these videos to reflect on what I did maybe wrong and what I did right, like to keep track of this journey, because I feel like that's also something that lacks. Like many people always talk about the end being like getting into medical school, like they always start there and then they backtrack, do some like retrospective thinking, and they're like, oh yeah, this is what I did when I was like trying to get into medical school. But no one really records the actual process, and it's tiring. It's very draining emotionally, like it's time consuming, and that's what I want to do. I want to show you all that this like process isn't easy at all, but like this is my life. Guess we'll get into the updates in the video. I mentioned that I'm going to start doing the panels again, and I'm really excited about that because now we have medical students, and they are honestly like rock stars. They are amazing students. So I'm going to be interviewing them individually to get to know their story, and then we will be filming the panel sometime this month, hopefully. So definitely tune in for that. They are, as of now, I have 3 that have responded, and they are all Hispanic, and I think there's 2 women and 1 man. 1 male. But yeah, I'm really excited. They seem like really nice people, and it's just always like pretty amazing to see other Hispanics in the field that you want to do. I started drafting my personal statement, and it's hard. It's really hard to put like your story on there and like all your reasons for wanting to go into medicine. I don't want to overwhelm the reader either. Like I don't want to be like, oh, and this happened and this happened and this happened and that's why I love medicine, like I want it to sound like a story and like a meaningful story. So I started writing that out, and I think I'm gonna start having people like proofread it, just so I can see if like I'm going in the right direction. Probably have like a couple like faculty or like proofread my personal statement. And I don't know, like I also like I don't want it to be like bad and then they think like I'm a horrible writer or student, or it's kind of embarrassing too to show them like your drafts, because it's like literally your thoughts, like what you're writing down. So it might not all make sense to them, but it makes sense to you. But that's also why you should have other people read your personal statements. I also was watching a podcast about Latinas in medicine, or Latinx and Medicina, I think. And it's an organization run by Leslie Gonzalez, and she's like a medical student. I think she might be a medical student still. But she was like sharing her story and how like she was struggling in medical school, and like she felt like she had to be studying all the time, and like she felt guilty if she wasn't studying all the time. And it just really resonated with me because like, I mean, I'm obviously not in medical school yet, but like I feel like I always have to be doing work, and if I'm not doing work, then I'm not being productive. And so like for instance now, like I feel like I always have to be studying for the Mcat, or I always have to prepare something for YouTube. I feel like I always have to be doing something, and if I'm not, then that's like time wasted. And I I started to feel like upset that like I wasted my time or I wasted my day and I could have been doing something productive. What she said that helped her out the most was therapy and like talking to a psychiatrist, and that like kind of motivated me more to like try to reach out to the psychiatrist and like make my appointment, because now I didn't feel as much that like I was crazy and more like it's just something people do and it's something that people need and it actually helps people. She was saying too that after she started seeing her therapist that her grades started getting better too, because she was like able to manage her time well and she was less stressed and less anxious and she could pay attention better. And so like I want to be there, like I want to like be less anxious too and be able to concentrate better, and maybe like starting that process earlier too, maybe I'll be more successful in medical school and not struggle as much as I think I might. So I guess if you want to check out that podcast, I could link it down below, but it was actually a very good podcast. Got a new bookshelf. I think it's so cute. We needed a bookshelf. I have my plant on there. Oh, also I got a new plant. Let me show you guys. So I got this new plant. It's super cute. I love it. That one is fake though. This one is real. I got this one at Semillas. It's a plant shop in Pilsen. So shout out to them. Feel free to go visit them if you ever need a plant. And they sell pots too. But yeah, this is my little bookshelf. These are my maracas I got from Nicaragua. We were in Granada, I think. Right? I don't know. Death Gap is definitely a book you should read. That one. The Story of Jane is a really good story on abortions and kind of like the history of abortions. I definitely recommend that you read that one. Especially if you're like against it. It'll kind of teach you why you shouldn't be against it. And also like why it's considered medicine too. I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. I haven't finished that one, but I started it and it was so good. I've been trying to study for the Mcat for a minute now. For that, I feel like I don't see the progress until like I have to take a practice test, and I haven't taken another practice test before, besides the diagnostic. So kind of don't know how well I'm doing with that. I'll probably take another practice test soon. That's been my life, just working. Sometimes I want to film vlogs, like more vlogs of my day, but like I always forget to film. I can show you guys how to draw blood. Maybe in one of my videos I can practice on one of the volunteers. But I learned how to draw blood and that's pretty fun. I like it. It's fun seeing that like you actually are in the vein and that you are actually taking out blood, because sometimes you can miss a vein and obviously that's not that fun for anyone. Like it's not fun for you and it's not fun for the patient because then you have to poke them again. But like when you make it into the vein the first time, it's kind of like rewarding in a sense. Like you're like, oh yeah, I got this. That's been fun. So if you want to see me draw blood, let me know. I'll like I can practice on Leo at home, my boyfriend. I'll just borrow some stuff from the clinic. Just kidding. I'm kind of excited to apply into medical school. Like, you know, I want to know if I'm gonna get in anywhere, but like I'm also scared because it's like there's still that possibility that you won't get in. Well, like that I won't get in. Because like, yeah, I'm scared about applying into medical schools because like my GPA is kind of low. Like I'm retaking Orgo, so that's cool. Like if I get an A, like it could bring up my GPA and my science GPA, and I still have to take physics too, so like that could bring it up a little bit more. But like these kids that I will be competing against have like the 3.8s, the 3.7s. Like I feel like there's so many people that in terms of GPA like will probably be higher than me. Like I'm definitely at the lower end. Advisors have told me that like your GPA doesn't necessarily get you in anywhere, but it can keep you out. And I'm just hoping my GPA is high enough where it like doesn't keep me out or like keep me from applying into any schools, if that makes sense. I feel like schools too, it tends to be a lot about the stats. Like, they're like, oh yeah, like our students are so smart, they had like this average GPA. And like, I don't want to bring a school down either, you know. I don't want them to be like, oh well, like the lowest one was this girl, you know. Like, I don't know, I don't want to make anyone look bad either. Maybe I'm just overthinking this, but like, I'm really scared about applying into medical schools just because like the thought of not getting into one, like there is no plan B. Like, we're either going to be a doctor or we're going to be a doctor. I also, like, I've heard that if you think if your GPA is on the lower side, that you should apply into DO schools, like majority DO schools, but I don't want to do that. Like, I appreciate DOs and I understand like their need, and I appreciate that, you know, some people are... My dog is mad. So yeah, I appreciate that some people are into holistic medicine, but that's just not necessarily for me. That's not necessarily something I would like to go into. I connect more, I guess, with MD, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I just don't know enough about DO schools, but as of now, I am not applying, or I don't think I'll apply to any DO schools. But if y'all want to change my mind, comment down below, because I honestly don't know much about their programs. So majority of the programs that I'm going to be applying to are going to be MD PhD programs, and I think I will apply to some MD programs here in Chicago. I'll probably apply to like 17, 18 MD PhD programs, because UIC has an MD PhD program, University of Chicago has an MD PhD program, and Northwestern has an MD PhD program. So I'm going to apply to those 3 schools, plus Rush's medical school, Loyola's medical school, and I think that would be it. I don't want to apply into Rosalind Franklin just because I've heard a lot of horror stories about like lack of support, I guess, for their minority students. Like, I don't want to go to a school that doesn't support minorities, or that doesn't you know, back them up when racist things happen in the institution, you know. And maybe it's unavoidable because, you know, people are racist, but if I know that that school does not support minorities, I am not going to apply. I wouldn't want to. I started making a list of schools that I want to apply to, but I still have to double check that I meet all the requirements, because like some of them require like organic chemistry too, and I still like I have time to take it next semester. I'm gonna try to go around it, like to not do it, but who knows. If a lot of schools require it, or like a school that I really want to go to requires it, then I'll go ahead and take it. Also, random thoughts, because it is a Saturday night, but I really wish I had like my friends here to go out with them. I think I made a lot of like my bestest friends in high school and in college in Iowa, and like those girls are the closest friends I have, and honestly, like very down to earth people, like always there for me. The kind of friends that once you have kids, like they will be the aunts. They will be all the crazy aunts and your comadres and stuff like that. But they all are busy and they have grown-up people lives, and like I wish we were all kids living in the same city and we could go out and have drinks, but it's not like that. We have to like squeeze each other into each other's schedules. Like one of my friends, sorry to put you on blast now, but like she's a nurse, and so like she has her nurse job, a whole nurse job, so she can't really, you know, go out drinking whenever she wants. Like we gotta fit her in the schedule. My other friend Susanna, she's like in med school in Poland, and again, like she only comes to visit Chicago every now and then, and so like I would love to hang out with them like all the time or like more frequently. But yeah, I guess just like late night thoughts, like I wish I had more time to spend with friends, and instead I'm at home. But yeah, even the girls that I went to school with in Iowa, like one of them lives in Colorado, the other one lives in the burbs, the other one lives on the very south side of Chicago, I think, still. And so it's like kind of hard to all get together, and I wish we could have like one big girls' night and get together. Should take a trip to Colorado and visit my friend. That would be fun. I don't know, I feel like it kind of hits me in the night. I should be out having fun, enjoying myself, and I'm here studying and cooking. Part of me like does get pretty upset because I've had this like one big goal of becoming a doctor, and I put so much effort into it, joining all these clubs and going to all these conferences, but like it all kind of, you know, it kind of costs something, you know, all the studying, all the conferences, all the working on research. It takes away time from family time, friend time. Honestly, in college, I did not have that much fun. Like, it was like studying, working, crying, studying some more. And now I'm kind of like, where did it go? Where did time go? And I mean, I did have some fun times. Especially, I think, like, after I turned 21, I was like, all right, let's take advantage. We're 21. Like, let's hit the clubs or whatever. But then again, like, always having my friends far away, like the girls from Iowa or, like, my high school friends, they weren't here in Chicago. So it was like, you know, I could hang out with my boyfriend. We could go out drinking. I kind of feel like my college years passed by really fast, and I didn't get to enjoy them as much because of all this like studying and worrying about work. And I guess like it has its pros and cons. Like, I was pretty successful in college in terms of like experiences that I got in research, but I didn't get to have that much fun. And sometimes I do get worried that I kind of like will just spend my whole life studying. That's also why I went on all those trips. I got to go to Nicaragua twice. I went to Peru. All the conferences were in different states, and I like made sure to try to go out and enjoy like the cities that we were in. So like, I think we went to Salt Lake City in Utah. We went to Phoenix, Arizona. There was San Antonio, Texas, Hawaii, and San Diego. And there was a lot of cool cities that I went to, and so like I tried to make the most out of it and like not just attend the conference, but like go like exploring and find cool places to eat at. And, no, I don't know if anyone has this struggle as well, that like, you know, you feel like you're working too much and there's not too much time for like playtime. Maybe it just means it's time for a nap and I need to go to sleep and stop overthinking this. But anyways, that's why I will never turn down a drink. I will never turn down dancing. If you catch me at the weddings, I am always dancing my butt off, because this is why I don't go out too often. So when I go out, you best believe we going all out. I'm doing my makeup, I'm doing my hair, getting a cute outfit, getting cute shoes. The day that we went to a friend's wedding, me and my sister, we were like dancing, we were getting so tired, and I had some like big old heels. Oh my god, I love those heels, they are so cute. But I was tired, and my sister was tired too. She had some really cute heels, and I was like, girl, we ain't no bitches. We gotta wear these until our legs fall off. So we danced. We kept dancing until we couldn't walk anymore, and then Leo picked us up and then we left. If you all enjoy this video diary, and sorry if I get sad, because I get sad sometimes. Also on my period doesn't help. Thank you for listening in to my rants. Again, future videos, it's gonna be the medical student panel. Then I can do another video on the schools that I will be applying to for MD, PhD programs and MD programs. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you like it, comment down below, and stay on the lookout for these future videos. I just hope after this whole journey that I can like finally say that I got into medical school or like an MD PhD program. That's the goal. That's the dream. Bro, look at all these little hairs. Yeah, see you all later.